Hello, everybody. Testing some new stuff out today. And oh God, it's already going south. Hang lamps and stuff. Can't tell if there's an echo. Yeah, there's a what? Uh is that better? So I'm trying a different camera setup today. So I have to see if it's creating an echo or if something else funky is going on. I'm not sure. God, it always does this. I'm also trying out using my phone. So, anyway, being that this is professionally done, I'm Matt from Shadow Moses 112, co-producer and designer. I'm a little bit sick, getting over it. So if I sound a little weird or if I have to, I don't know, clear my throat or anything like that, that might happen. And I'm apologizing in advance. And Pete is not here because he is also sick. So we're hanging in there. Let's try this out. All right, so today I'm going to start out with an unboxing of the Mezco Roadblock. So here we have the art box. And honestly, I get that they were going for more of the vintage appearance, but I don't like it. Not crazy about it. He looks like a turtle. But let's open this bad boy up. That's how I open my boxes. All right. Oh, there's something else up here. Oh, instructions for the chest harness. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on this. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this. It's one-sided. We have that. It comes with all of them. And then, how many layers are we stacking? This back here. So, 3. All right. So, too much glare. Come on. Sorry for all this extra noise. All right. So right out the packaging. Surprisingly less packaging than we normally have on him, or a Mezco, because normally they have the plastic around the feet and the arms and everything to try and protect it. And I had expectations that I'd be able to zoom more, but looks like that's not happening. So really like the head sculpts that they did with this guy. The other one, oh, we have 2 more back there. Okay, awesome. There's even texturing on his head for like the freshly shaved look. We have some nice texturing on the rest of his body too, to kind of give him more of an actual dimple kind of appearance. And I always like looking at the bottom of the boots. We get a little bit of green coming out towards the edge there, rather than it being all internal, but I guess it's really not a huge deal. Just don't really like that you could catch it at an angle. But other than that, it looks pretty good. His pants are kind of high, but as with the Limb Toys Leon, we always had to adjust the pants. So that probably is going to work to our favor when we're looking at the leg articulation. And then we have pretty standard arm articulation. He is double jointed elbows, so he could get a nice bicep curl. He doesn't have butterfly joints, but he does have full range of motion otherwise. I mean, he's in a tank top, so there's nothing really hindering him from achieving really dynamic arm movement. Looks like a big ball joint in there. It's kind of stiff, but I can loosen it up a little bit by moving it. He does have this abdominal crunch, kind of limited, probably by the fabric, but he also does have this waist movement here, so he could actually let's see, can we get him to do? So you could probably get him into the vamp. That's my immediate thought is, can they sit? He could probably get in the vamp and look good in it. I already checked his legs. He has a good split, although a little bit worried about that seam, so I wouldn't test that, even though he probably could go full 180. He has a good kick, and I could feel that he has double jointed knees, although again, with the fabric, you're going to want to watch stretching that. And then ankles, kind of, oh, it's a peg, so if you could see that, it just goes straight down. Thought it was kind of what they did with Hasbro, but it's not. It's hard to tell if I don't think he has a thigh swivel. I can't feel it. It feels like he might, but I can't tell if that's just a mold or not. And then he does have a bit of shin swivel. It wants to go in a little bit more than out, but otherwise, his legs are aligned better than some of the Hasbro figures. I know that some of them, specifically the Alley Vipers, the shin armor really annoyed me because it looked like it was almost backwards. So yeah, we get really good articulation on them. Nice detailing to give him like a vascular appearance, like he's actively engaged and working hard. Got some nice muscle details in the back of his arms. You can see the joints, which some people might be put off by, but it's not quite as bad, it's not quite as apparent as it is with like Mafex. I feel Mafex and even Figma, the joints are so obviously there, and with this they did a good job of it's not as glaring. And it looks like he has some neck. Yeah, there we go. It actually goes pretty well. It was a little tough to move. I was a little afraid of that exact thing. But so you're most likely going to want him at this position or looking down. I can't get his head back anymore. So without it exposing this little gap here, getting him to look up is a little funky. But let's see. Yeah, I don't know if this will be. Yeah, it's kind of limited. But we have other head sculpts. Get over here. Yeah, this is the one I wanted. Oh, so good. Yeah, look at that. Can I turn this light on? Would that help at all? Okay, fine. Tried to turn on the light to see if it would help at all, but it's still. Yeah, there's really good detailing in this. Like you can see the little lines on his teeth, all the little creases in his forehead. We still have that same kind of dimpling around on his scalp. A little bit of a vein. Really subtle application of vein on the mold, which makes it really nice. It's not sticking out or popping out as much as like the vein on his upper arm, but just this slight little detail there looks really good. I don't know if this will. It will. Okay, cool. But yeah, we get some really good detailing on this head sculpt. And the other one. Oh shit. It's kind of a grin. I don't remember seeing this one. You want to focus? No. There you go a little bit. Again, you have some nice detailing, especially here to kind of suggest that little bit of a inflection in his eyebrow on his right side. Very nice. Very nice work by Mezco there. Looks like a slight imperfection. No, maybe it was a glare. Really nice. I like how they managed to make the eyes. Sorry, that was below the camera. I like how they managed to make the eyes pop despite being squinted. That's a really nice detail to capture. I think they did that very well. And then we also have a helmet. Get out of here. And it just really pops on there. Yo, this figure is awesome. Really digging it. Sorry. Yeah, I like how we get real. Honestly, it's a dirty application of brown in this green that makes it look like it's been in the field. We have a lot of this damaging and different weathering effects that really make this look pretty legit. You can kind of see on the back here a bit of this airbrush, and then this in general around this rim, you'll see the different inconsistent layering of brown that they smattered in there. Really nice details. Then these little silver bits that pop out and contrast nicely. And then these little pads that probably could have used a cleaner paint application, but it's not bad. I'm not sure. That's kind of nitpicking, because honestly, it looks really good. Speaking of nitpicking, there's that. This collarbone. That is going to be an increasing annoyance to me, I think, is that the gap at the bottom of the neck just keeps showing itself like, hey, I'm here, guy. So that's definitely something that's working against the figure as far as I'm concerned. It slides on very easily. I don't know if there's anything in the instructions kind of warning about leaving it on there, if it'll lead to paint fading or anything, but I'll have to look. I don't see anything about it right now, but we'll have to see. So in here, he also comes with, oh, cool, it's separate. So he comes with 5 sets of hands. So we have kind of an open palm, looks like a holding hand, trigger fingers, a different kind of gripping kind of hand, and then just a really open hand. So if you could see those. And then this backpack, or whatever it is. Oh, this is, okay, so that has a little, all right, turn middle bar counterclockwise slightly to release the back cover. Oh, there we go. Cool. So it's just this little lever system. And then, so in here, in the other packaging that comes with it, we have all these parts that come with his heavy machine gun. I don't know if you'll be able to see them very well. So part of the tripod, and the other 3 parts of the tripod right there. And I'm guessing this pole is also part of it. But those are going to link in, or I guess really they're just going to plug in on this. Let me get those out. It's tight. Separately. So inside of the case that those guys come in, they're in their own little plastic sleeve, which is kind of nice because you don't have to worry about 30 different pieces bouncing around. I don't really mind that. So out of there, we're going to grab this. The 3 tripod legs. And then the peg that the gun actually mounts on. Package that up again. Okay. So oh, okay, so that slides up. That's nice. Nice detailing on these. Just some gunmetal and some contrasting dark grays on there, but it looks good. Which way does this go, though? It's not gonna. Oh, okay. It actually does fit. Okay, so these three tripod legs slip in here. Get it completely backwards. So those kind of, you can see where they go in up there. That kind of prevents them from bouncing around as much. And this goes in front of, oh, okay, I put them in backwards. I didn't think it was going to matter. So you're going to want to make sure that the feet are pointing out. I love all these little intricate parts, but it's a pain when they're so small. So as far as I could tell, you should be putting these things in like so that the feet are angled inward. And then you'll plug this guy in right there to hold them in. And this last part doesn't collapse. What? Oh. Clever. That's really cool. It's a little scary because I don't want to snap it in there, but this, yeah, just like that. His whole thing fits right in there. That's really cool. And then, well, that's the third tier, so we'll get to that. So this is basically his ammo, his whole tripod box. And then we'll put this back. And then just rotate carefully. Okay, so that's locked in. It only rotates very little bit, probably like 10 degrees or so. And then just checking this out real fast. We got a lot of nice paint applications. A lot of, again, we have that smattering of brown and black to just make it look really dirty, like it's been deployed on a battlefield. We even have different weathering effects inside of the gunmetal. Just really good paint applications on this. Looks really good. I like how we have this darker, but then also just kind of a all this. Sorry, I had to do something with the audio. It was bothering me. I like how we have this darker, unaffected area, and then just this really light that's coming through, either because it's just been scratched that much, or because it's not as marred up as the rest of it. And even in here, we have these nice little bolts detailing everything. Just really nice paint applications and nice details on this. And then this is part of how it hooks onto his backpack straps, which is this guy. And again, really nice contrast of details on this. Like right here, you can really tell it's brushed on. That's kind of a nitpicky thing, especially because it's not going to be something you're looking at readily, but you can kind of see the brush strokes going side to side. And then this up here is like completely clean. And you can even see some of the glue they put here. So this seam is also kind of fugly there. But again, this is kind of really looking for things to call out. And otherwise, I'm really impressed with what they've done with this. And then, so this has these little slits down here. These slide into that. Oh, these slide into that. This part lowers because it's gonna get the right angle there. And then that's going to, is that all it does? I feel like it should be clicking in, but that might be it. So it feels, that's it. I don't know, I'm really afraid to mess with it too much because it's really thin plastic. I know it's not feeble, but it is very thin. Yeah, that looks like it wants to go in just a little bit more. This is such a weird angle to work with. So you have that sliding in. Get in there. There you go. There you go. And then that clicks in there. That's exactly what I was looking for. Awesome. So be careful if you're messing with this, because those pieces down here, those tabs are very thin. It's not, like I said, it's not feeble, but they're very thin, and I would just be worried about breaking them because I don't know if you're going to be able to get a replacement part, and it also looks really small and hard to replace in general. But you're going to want to make sure those go in. This is angled at the right position, and then this will just kind of slide in under this raised metal groove, and then you'll be able to click it into place. And that is for his harness to get it on him. I love when these little grips or clips work. It's it's so cool when they have functioning details like that. Kind of curious to see what this looks like when it's equipped. And I don't remember if the Hasbro figure comes with like back gear or if it just comes with that giant stupid gun, because I really hate the gun that they gave the original Roadblock. I think that the second release, like the more standard one, comes with just a normal machine gun. But the first one of the classified series had that really weird kind of plasma looking gun. And already, actually, I'm surprised at how well balanced he is with that. It's not heavy, but it's not really light either. That's awesome. So you might not have a whole lot of, like, he's just standing in his basic pose. Let me back this up a little bit. But he's standing with that. I'm impressed. That's really cool to see. It doesn't look weird on him or anything like that. So they did a really good job of sizing that up. It doesn't really impact his stance at all. Maybe a little bit of a lean, but I typically think people are going to avoid putting him at a straight profile like that. I don't really like imagining, or like even when I was younger and I wouldn't draw just someone at a profile, because you never really catch someone at just a perfectly side angle. So, but yeah, that looks really good. I'm going to move on to, well, let me just finish this first case real quick, because there are three other things. We have some weapon effects, but this really small little peg. This one doesn't have any bullets, so this is probably more for like a chain gun. And then these two have leading bullets. So we have this with the lead bullet. Looks like it's kind of warped a little bit. Oh, this is concerningly flexible, but that might be a good thing because, like I said, it's not quite aligned right. And then this other one is actually kind of a standard bullet trail that they like to do. I think we've seen this one before with like Punisher, another figure. It looks kind of weird around there right after the bullet, but otherwise it's kind of a blast effect we're familiar with. Pull that out. Come on, don't drop it. All right, and then Well, I'm going to take him to the side. Then we move on to the weapons. So it comes with, this is the gun that actually gets mounted on the tripod. Really nice detailing on it, although it is pretty monotone in color, which I guess makes sense. But also, it would have been nice to see a little more contrast in there, because it's really just gray, a little bit of gunmetal silver. But it looks good. These two folding out handles, and then this collapses. So you could get him using it as an actual turret, or you could change it up and have him using it as a hand carried, like Gatling gun. And this is where that blast effect with no lead bullet will come out of. And then this is where the belt of ammunition goes in. And then we have two different points that actually plug into the tripod. This one actually plugs into the top of the tripod proper. And then this is for that second peg we had. This actually, that peg plugs into this, and then it goes down to a hole to kind of steady it. So it's not really that he can rotate it on the turret if you have both of them. This second one is more so just to support it in general. Probably if you're not having them, just hold it. If you wanted to just set up as a tripod, you might want that doing it. I don't know how well this alone will support the gun, but it does give us those two pegs for that option. And kind of going into the paint effects that we see here, the bottom is pretty bland. It's kind of just black, and then some uneven applications of the like gunmetal kind of coming through. And then right in here, it's just really bland. Like, it doesn't look bad, but if I really want to go hard on it, I'm kind of call it out. But otherwise, I think it looks pretty cool, despite sorry, despite my grumbles there. And we have this other gun. This is more of an LMG. And this looks really good. That is a nice contrast. Sorry, I had to cough. This offers a real nice contrast to the rest of the gun, because once again, it's really just kind of grays and blacks and a little bit of silver in there. Even like this handle gives us some different contour to look at, so that's really nice. I think that this gun actually is considerably more advanced in the way that they detailed it. We have this nice handle on the front of the gun that just kind of stands out with this little bit of shinier, glossier black, as the rest of it's kind of more of a matte finish, except for like some of the gunmetal. We get a little bit of sheen on some of it. The bullets have a nice sheen too. I don't know if this comes off, and I'm honestly afraid to try and take it off. It looks like it's connected. It'd be cool if it came off, but I don't think it does. Yeah, it really feels like it's on there. So it looks like it's on there too. But either way, it looks really good. And as you saw when I first took it out, this extends and shrinks down to adjust for whoever is using it. So this second gun has some really nice detailing on it. We have a leg holster, which has some nice weathering. It's really basic, but it looks good. How did I get you? What? Oh, okay. And then we have another leg part with a peg on it. Oh, did I miss that on this one too? Oh, that's awesome. So that's really nice, actually. So they both have these pegs on them, excuse me, which plug into this alternate harness that you can put on them. And then they actually plug into these so that you don't have to worry about constantly adjusting them on their legs, which is something that honestly has bothered me about other figures. I can't remember exactly which one, but I think they were Hasbro figures where they had like a leg case, and I always would worry about it like constantly moving around, and this kind of helps keep it in place. So that's a really nice feature that they put in there. This looks a little warped, but once it's on the figure, it'll straighten out, and it's pretty flexible. So aside from how you're supposed to get it on him, how does this work? So he has these two different harnesses, and I'm a little concerned as to how you're supposed to get these on him. They both have the little plugs. Neither of them open, though. They're both like solid molds. So it's tricky. This looks really good, but it's all plastic, which I don't know. I want to say it defeats the purpose of it being a soft goods figure, that it's entirely like a rubbery plastic. It's nice because it's considerably malleable. It's flexible. Oh, it does open. Oh, that's awesome. I just found that out by accident. They look really good, but those are functioning buttons. Awesome. Good. I was really concerned about how the hell I was supposed to get this on him. And you've probably seen it a few times as I flip this thing back and forth, but he has a knife sheath on the back. But yes, that's awesome. Okay, good. Good. I wish that this was fabric, though. I will say that. I wish it was fabric. I get that it would be difficult to make it fabric considering all the different kind of materials we have. We would have a pleathery type here. It would probably entirely be made of a pleather, or at least some kind of vinyl. Not really sure, but it would be really cool. I guess it would be more feasible in a 1/6 offering, like sorry, I had the cough. The 3.0 line would probably be able to execute that, or if Hot Toys ever did it, they would probably be able to execute that much better. Because at this scale, this is really a lot of different fabric pieces. To be honest, this would be a lot if this was all different composition of fabric, and it would probably raise the cost of it too. So I get it. And now I'm curious if this one opens. This one doesn't look like it does. Oh, wait, maybe it does. Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. So this opens on the right side. It has just a little guy there, but that's enough to really get him in. So that's awesome. Good. I was concerned that it was just going to be a whole deal of finagling and kind of maneuvering him in and out. He also has, I'm guessing they're knee pads. And this is actually elastic. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a knee pad. And then in this middle area, come on. In this middle area, we have a handgun that looks pretty bland. I'm going to take that out. So it doesn't look bad. There's nice detailing in it. We had a lot of different textures going on here with the smoothness of the barrel, and then on the grip itself, we have that really good detailing of that different, like that grip texture. That looks really good, but all right, I'm gonna nitpick, but this is all one piece. This is all one piece of plastic. I kind of wish I had another Mezco figure right next to me to contrast, because this magazine, it doesn't come out. This the chamber, it doesn't slide back and forth. I don't know all the different names of pieces of a gun. Sorry, but this is one mold, and I'm not sure what this necessarily means for future expectations, because one of the things I loved about Mezco was the level of detail they went to and achieved. And I mean, even the trigger is just, it's hard to tell, but the trigger is, and it might be a better thing, honestly, but the trigger itself is molded into the back of that actual opening. And realistically, for fear of breaking it off, it's probably a better move to do that rather than just have this really small sliver of plastic in there. But some people, I think, might be bothered by this far less than I am. And I'm really not like super upset about it, despite how much it seems like I might be. I'm more so looking at it from an expectation and the standard that Mezco would typically have gone for in terms of the level of detail and just features of their products. I feel like that gun is so watered down and simplified from what they would typically give you. And then we move on to a knife, which is just a knife. Nothing special about it at all. It looks like a new knife. It has a little bit of a serrated kind of, I don't know if they have a special term, but we have these really small little divots in the bottom of it to kind of give it that serrated look. But otherwise, it's basically just a knife. And then we have 6 grenades. If I can get one out. Oh, come on. And the grenades look good. I don't know if the details will really show up, but they have just that basic little texture. Gunmetal handle. You can see the little cotter pin, or if it's just called a pin, I don't know. I don't really care. But you see the little pin. I mean, it's just a grenade. Nothing crazy. Did that well. I like that they're different from other grenades. It's not just like a reprinted or a rehashed grenade. And then the last layer. Come on. Last layer, we just have the base, the stand, the little bag for all the accessories for, I guess, people who don't keep the boxes. And then we have the ammo belt. Sorry, I tried to hit the mute button. It didn't take. These don't look like bullets. So that's a little weird. I have too many plastic pieces sitting around here. I'm going to set up the turret really quickly. So we do this. It's a lot easier than the first time I did it, which is nice. So this pops out. This is the actual top of the tripod. We have that's okay. Good. I was scared that was going to be hard to get out. Okay. Whatever, you can stay there. So, sorry, I keep thinking that my camera is somewhere else. So, these look a little weird, but the feet angled down. Let me move him so you can see that more contrasted against the white. So the feet angled down, they slide in. Oh God, that's really tight. I don't like it. Oh, that's scary. Okay, so it slides in. I thought it might be a little easier. There's some resistance in doing it, which makes it kind of concerning. But once they're in there, like they do move. It's just, I guess it's so that they don't fall out. But it's a little scary. And then let's put it in the right way. Okay, so this is that little hole that I was telling you about before. That's where this plugs in. And then the gun plugs into both of, oh, snap. Oh, I did this backwards. Okay. So, okay. So it looks like there's some adjusting that you can do for it. And then being that these still pivot, it lets you try to do this without screwing everything up. And if these still pivot, it lets you have some angle. So if you want to make it shooting up, you can actually do that by pivoting those in that direction, or like pulling them in really. So we have that. We have the ammo belt, and that plugs into the backpack, which we will put together really fast. Or we'll say that, yeah, there we go. Punk. Okay. So this is really low. But he can achieve some pretty good poses with his legs. So just really quickly, actually, I'm a little afraid to do that. Come on. I don't know if you can tell what I'm dealing with, but like there is some reluctance in his pants to work with me. Looks like they are attached to his shirt, which I guess is good because you don't have to worry about that coming completely undone. But it doesn't make it easier to friggin' get him to move. All right, I'm gonna do something else for the sake of this. I need another. Now you don't want to stand, dude? Thanks. Cool. So without swapping out hands or anything, to really sell this, this will plug into here. And then you would have him holding these handles. God, this is just really annoying me. It'd be easier to do this without the camera between us. So I'm just going to say that part of the reason I'm having issue doing this is because there's a camera right here, and it's obstructing me from really getting both hands easily to him. So if I were to actually take the time and arrange it, it could be easily done to have him holding the gun positioned like this, or even if I were to take it off the tripod, to have him holding it with it plugged in, which I'm going to actually do just for the sake of a final overview pose. Just swap out some hands real fast. his hands swap out very easily. It's actually really nice. Sometimes it seems like it's tricky to get figures to swap out their hands, but this guy has no issues with it at all. He has a pretty big ball joint in there, I will say. Kind of looking at that in contrast with my finger, or even just the white backdrop. I feel like it's a bigger wrist peg than we're used to. So that kind of makes it easier. And his hands are pretty soft, which also makes it easier for him to hold things. Let's get this pose. No, I want the forearm. It's going to be a little tricky. And again, this is where that, oh, come on, Bubble. That little bit of flexibility in his hand, except for the gun. Constantly wanted to close on me. Thank you. Get in between the thumb. There you go. It's a little tricky. And you do need to, whoa, hey buddy. And you do need to compensate for the weight of the gun. But there you go. Oh, he looks awesome. I'm going to put him on the base real fast because I don't want him to fall over. I didn't take a lot of time to secure his legs. Come on, Bob, come on. One last touch. Really? Because I'm in my portrait mode, it's not going to, whereas I'm in rotated, it's not going to really want to get the whole thing in there. Thanks. You're awesome. All right. So, Roadblock. There we have him. And I was really excited. Honestly, I was excited that they were doing G.I. Joes because I already like the Hasbro line and what they've been putting out. I think Hasbro's really been killing it. But I'm not going to complain when another company I really like puts out something of this level of quality. And despite the gripes I've had in this review, I think this figure looks awesome. I really enjoy what Mezco put together for us. I really enjoy a lot of the finer details that they put on them. I think there are some areas where there could have been some more detail, but considering the overall presentation and how people aren't necessarily going to nitpick and focus on those areas, I think that could have been expanded on. I think overall this package is excellent. I don't know if he's available anymore. I think he might have been selling out because I see a lot of people looking for him in Mezco and Facebook groups for Mezco, and I think that he's going to be a steeper aftermarket price just because of that kind of attraction. He, like I said, he looks awesome, really good detail, nice paint applications. Maybe he could have used a little bit more wear and tear and weathering on his pants. I will say that looking at him in this position, that his pants are very clean. But aside from that, just the way that all these different pieces come together and form such an awesome package really does help sell it. I commented about the chain, this belt ammo not looking like actual bullets, and honestly, right now I don't even care. It looks so cool. It just looks really good. I'm gonna ruin the world. Does this not go in there? Maybe it doesn't. Oh my god! I don't know what. It looks like something goes plugging in there. It's just harder to do when he's moving, I guess. So, okay, so that foot doesn't let the plug in. It's a little scary. I will say that despite the backpack not really throwing off his balance, when he's holding the gun and has this other position going on, it is quite a difference. It looks like he wants to fall backwards here, but luckily the weight of the gun actually helps counterbalance that. Just really, really enjoying this. Actually, one last thing I do want to go over that I didn't really think of before, but his shoes. Kind of like his shoes. His gun's hitting the tripod. Let go. Let go. Come on, Maynard James, let go. So we have nice detailing on the shoes. We have this little kind of a cadet blue slate kind of color with the black. The laces look really good. I was more so, honestly, as I was posing him, I noticed like just these different textures that we have going on the shoes that I was like, I have to mention those. And then we have the laces, and yeah, his shoes look really good. I like that. Again, it's just not a reuse of the same mold that's been used on another figure. I think they did a really good job with that. Let me see if I can find a camera that's not atrocious right now. Hello. Hi. Okay. Okay, good. Sorry. Second camera still had him. I don't know why. It started doing a feedback loop. I was trying to prevent that. Um I don't have a whole lot more to go over. I mainly was focusing on Roadblock, but I do have some updates on some outgoing items. Excuse me, I've been sick. My nose is peeling, and it's awesome. It's my favorite thing in the world. Oh God, there's no real good way to do this. So, if you've seen our Instagram posts, there are some outgoing products. Pac-Man Arcade. Sorry, I'm just closing some windows really fast. There's a Pac-Man Arcade going out. Can I show this as a safe? Let's pull those up real fast. And one of the reasons I want to show this is Pete said this is one of the ones that actually has the laminated screen on it, which is something that he was kind of toying around with doing and finally actually is getting to finally try out. Present. Come on. Screen. Share window. All right, so here we have two arcades that are going out. The Pac-Man one is the one that I believe is the only one, excuse me, that has the laminated screen. He also has a Street Fighter arcade going out. Oh, excuse me, and then this is the plate for, I can never remember the name of it, for the Subway. Let me change windows so I could show you better what I'm talking about. Sure. Double clicking, it doesn't work? Fine. Sure. Sorry, I have too much stuff in this small area. Stop. Jesus, teeth. Okay, so in here we have the Vext extension that allows you to get, it raises about half an inch so that you can actually get 7-inch figures inside of this dio. And then he also has different ads from other creators in the community in there. He's mentioned them before. It's hard to see, but they're up along this edge up on the top. And I know I can see our logo there, but I can't remember all the different creators that he's tagged. I'm sure there's one for D Amazing up there. Can I see it more closely, please? I hate everything. I need another monitor. This is too much. It's too small. There we go. So, yeah, I can't tell. I'm sorry. I can't see everything in this view. I know that he's mentioned it before, but he has other creators in the community up there. And because he did this actual Photoshop. That's what I'm saying. He did it. He did that actual Photoshop editing up there. I didn't do that. But yeah, it raises about half an inch so you could actually get NECA figures in there, or just 7-inch scale like your McFarlanes and stuff with it there, rather than being strictly limited to using Mezco or Mafex or any standard 6-inch. And then he also had an update on progress he made with, because it's minimized, I really can't share. It's not an option. So dumb. So we have the next stages of the racing arcade cabinet. This is something that he's also been making progress on. I helped him get some of his ideas worked out so he could further put it into fruition. But we just see a little bit more of the way that he put contouring in there, put more details like the little change receptacles, and then we can see more of what he's expecting to do with the screen in there. as he works further on this. In terms of what I'm working on getting my 3D printer working again because it decided to shit the bed on me. Halfway through a print, not even halfway. 2 hours into a print that I started a video. I shared a video last night on Instagram for a print of the computer terminal kind of thing that I'm working on, and it died. Well, it didn't die. It crapped out 2 hours in. Piece of it just pulled off the bed and it just started printing filament. And now I need to do some reworking to my whole 3D printer because nothing sticks to the bed anymore. So that's my favorite thing about 3D printing is how much it sucks. Yeah, it's super cool. While Pete's out dying, anything else? Actually, while Pete is out dying, I do want to say that there's a new trailer out for Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire, which looks pretty exciting. I've heard the new Legacy of what is it? Monarch Legacy of Monsters. That the Monarch series on Apple Plus is actually. I heard it was good. I haven't watched it. I have too many streaming services to pay for another one. So maybe if I decide to get rid of Hulu, which I barely use anyway, or something, I'll check that out. But I heard that was really good. So any fans of kaiju or what Legendary is doing with the Godzilla, kind of the MonsterVerse, apparently that's a good show. So I'm gonna check. I need to check that out. I would encourage other people to check it out. My coworkers said that they've enjoyed it. New trailer out for season 4 of The Boys. I haven't watched Gen V yet. I don't know that I necessarily am rushing to, but there is a new trailer out for that, and I don't really know what to say about it. I don't know, it made it look much more dramatic than I feel The Boys actually has any right to advertise because it's not really a dramatic show as much as I feel it's an over the top shock value show. And I know that some people might not like that take on it, but honestly, that's all it really feels like to me. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of it. I just don't see the real need to watch it if like all it is about exploding dicks and stuff. Like I don't need to really watch that. If I want to watch that, I'll just watch Jackass because it's hilarious. I know that's a really unfair comparison to make, but what else? We also have 4 episodes into Invincible, and sorry, I'm taking apart the tripod. We have 4 episodes into Invincible, and they take a break, which is really cool. So glad about that. And then there's a new trailer out for Mad Max Furiosa, which I really wish they would just make Mad Max The Wasteland. But I mean, if we can make a popular movie that's in the Mad Max universe and eventually lead to The Wasteland, I'm cool with it. Furiosa is kind of a prequel origin story, I guess, to the Charlize Theron's character from Mad Max Fury Road, which is excellent. And I guess just kind of her growing up. I know Chris Hemsworth is in it, and he's praised it a lot. Not like I would expect him to that launched. Not like I would expect him to like trash a movie that he's in, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't hear him say anything good about. Jesus Christ, this thing is scary to take apart. These guys just want to pop all over, but it's apart now. And then there was another thing. There's another one. What was it? Oh, Godzilla -1 is apparently excellent. I really need to see that. It's breaking box office records for Japan. I think it's the highest grossing live action release that Japan's had, maybe in the year or I don't know ever, maybe for opening weekend. But it's really acclaimed. It's getting excellent reception, and people I know that have seen it said it was awesome. I probably would have seen it this weekend if I wasn't sick. Like I'm better than I was yesterday, but like I still really can't. And I'm all peeling and gross and stuff. So yeah, those some cool things coming out. Reacher kind of a weird show for me to mention on this podcast, maybe. But Reacher was really good. That was Alan Richson as the titular character from the Jack Reacher novels in an Amazon Prime series, and there's finally going to be a second season of that on December 15th. Also, going back to Amazon, which is a terrible company that like loves the idea of destroying the world and building $20 billion clocks or however the fuck much that costs. I don't care. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Um, uh, all that ranting aside, they're putting out the Fallout series, which is really ironic, and I'm sure countless people have already seen that and know exactly what I'm referring to when I say that. It's ironic for a company like Mezco to put out Fallout when Fallout's all about a future that's dominated by corporations. Well, was destroyed by the domination of corporations, but either way. Fallout actually, the show actually looks like it might be good. I'm a little wary on what they're going to do with it. Uh, I don't know if it's going to be based off any of the games in particular, or if they're just kind of writing a new plot. I mean, one of the great things about the game is how open ended they are. Um, I would really like to see it kind of take after a combination of 3, New Vegas, and 4, despite the fact that 4 is kind of not a great game. New Vegas was probably the best Fallout in my opinion, but I really kind of a, a filthy casual in those terms. I was never into like the computer ones, so I started at Fallout 3, which was really good, but like none of those. I think that 3 is probably the most true to heart. I really like uh, New Vegas because of how in depth they went with like your followers and then the different kind of guns and stuff you get. But Fallout 4 really kind of takes it into a first person shooter. It feels more like a first person shooter than an RPG. And the games were always about having those more decision based RPG elements. As far as I understand it, that's why people enjoyed Fallout 3 so much. But again, I would say I'm more on the outsider of that, so I can't really go into that in great detail when there are going to be people who have been following Fallout since its inception, and they'll say everything I'm saying is wrong. So, uh, I just thought about something else. Oh, the new season of Fortnite came out, and I unfortunately play that like once or twice a week. And I'm only bringing it up honestly because Solid Snake is going to have a skin in the game, which is really weird. And apparently, he's going to come with like an animation of him popping out of a box, which is kind of funny, like the orange box or whatever he would hide in. I kind of wish Pete was here so I could see his response to uh, his beloved Solid Snake being in that game of all games. But it's kind of cool. I have mixed feelings about mixing all the different characters and universes into Fortnite. On one way, in one case, I hate it because I kind of inherently hate Fortnite because of what it is. But on the other hand, it's kind of cool to be able to take like a character you really enjoy, like Master Chief's in there, and it's fun to play as Master Chief in kind of a different environment and just kind of more of a free for all type thing. Same with like the Doomslayer or even Aloy from the Horizon games. However, there's the flip side to that, and that's like if they ever put Ellie or Joel in there, I'd be probably pissed off because I feel that's a complete contradiction to the serious nature of those games. And like it would be it'd be like putting Amicia from A Plague Tale, which if you haven't played, you should because they're excellent. Play A Plague Tale Innocence, and then what is the second one called? Play A Plague Tale Innocence. That's the first one, and then play the second one. I can't remember what the second one's called, but they're excellent games. Very reminiscent of The Last of Us, but like pretty original. Sorry, illness. I'm dying. We still have Black Friday sales going on all over. Praeternia posted something earlier about I believe it was Target has like 20% off in stock NECA figures. I know Sideshow is doing all kinds of sales, and then they'll have a 12 days of Christmas sale up to the holiday itself. Amazon will doubtlessly have their own thing. Big Bad Toy Store hasn't pulled off. I don't think they've pulled off their. Excuse me. I don't think they pulled down. They did. I know that. I know that they have different sales posted like every day, and they still have the Mythic and Cosmic. No, they still have. That's the one I was looking for. The expanded holiday sale is still up on Big Bad Toy Store. They still have the Mythic and Cosmic Legion sale going on. There's still sales. Black Friday doesn't really die off anymore. They kind of have a few specialty sales, and like stores just do whatever the hell they want. They're just bullshit. But like specialty websites like Sideshow, I know that they had special deals for that. Prime One Studio had a specialty sale, and like the same with Spec Fiction Studio. Is that what they actually call that? Spec Fiction Shop, sorry. Speculative Fiction Collectibles. They're really good for high end stuff. They have Iron Studio on there, which I wouldn't really attribute to that level of high end. But Spec Fiction Shop has like your XM Studios and Queen Studios, and there's another one that I'm trying to think of. Infinity Studios, I think, is that last one. They have really, and then it's weird because there are other studios that I'm still finding out about that are even like beyond those, and like, there's too many of them. But yeah, like Spec Fiction Shop has Imaginarium art on there, and those are so expensive, and they do a lot of Transformer stuff, but also other things. There's a lot of anime stuff on there, honestly. And I don't care about anime. Um, but yeah, like there are all these websites that have sales on, and then again, as we get closer to that Christmas, I'll just fucking call it Christmas. As we get closer to, because I don't celebrate Christmas, I'm not religious. So we get closer to Christmas, no doubt there'll be more sales. Hopefully, you guys aren't bothered by me saying that. Sorry if you are, but I'm also like, I don't care. I wear a Black Craft shirt half the time we're doing this, so like that should tell you something. But yeah, glad I made it weird at the end there. And yeah, that's about it. I'm dying. I'm gonna cough everywhere after this is over. Again, follow us on Instagram at Shadow Moses 112. That's numbers Shadow Moses 112. On the YouTube. If you're watching this live, enter the chat, talk about stuff, ask me questions, call me a moron for not knowing as much about Fallout as maybe you think I should. Um, and yeah, stay safe. Enjoy your holidays. If you're traveling, stay safe doing that. Be well, stay healthy because the weather's really. This is like, I got cold because I went to a hardcore show, but I also think that the fact that it goes from like 40 to 70 to 40 to 70, like every other day, doesn't help my immune system maintain any kind of expectation. So yeah, stay healthy, stay well, travel safely, enjoy your holidays, buy cool stuff, and yeah, follow us on our social medias. We're not on Twitter because whatever. Twitter's a wasteland. Not unlike Fallout, but yeah. So take it easy. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. I'm leaving now, I think. I didn't scale the I didn't scale Roadblock with anything, but I'm pretty sure we know how Mezco scales. That's it. Probably looks really good with like some of your fodder GI Joes. Also, if you're looking at army building, I will say that like Amazon, Walmart, and stuff, they definitely have like more your army builder type characters of GI Joe and probably other lines on sale. Like I know Tomax and Zamozers, whatever the two twins are from GI Joe, they were on sale. But then I think that some of the bats might have been on sale or Cobra officers. Definitely stuff to look out for if you're in the army building or if you just need more villains. So, yep. Otherwise, take care. I'm gonna bounce and I'm gonna go die. Bye.